Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Lost in Space, Season 2, Episode 4, Scarecrow. So, for the most part, this was a really good episode. Like, this is the one that kind of finally sets up the plot of the series. I mean, it took 4 episodes to get there, or at least for this season. It took 4 episodes to get here, but now we actually know what it's about. And there's some high points and some low points. Most notably, like, the Robinsons basically refine the crew of the Resolute, which to me, I don't actually like it. I don't know, it's kind of just me projecting a little bit. Anytime I think of Lost in Space, I always just think of, like, the main characters. We got the Robinson family, West, and Smith, and that's it. So, like, all of season 1, there were so many people that, to me, it doesn't feel like Lost in Space, because there's so many people. And this episode kind of reintroduces us to that aspect. That being said, there was also some editing things that I'll kind of talk about as we get to them. From the very beginning, we find out that the Christmas star was not actually a meteorite. It was actually one of the robots. And that's what's actually been kind of piloting the Resolute. Let's see, Judy. So for the most part for this episode, seeing the Robinsons reintegrate themselves into the Resolute after 7 months, everybody kind of has a little bit of issues. And on top of that, they almost get like hero worship. But so Judy, for example, like she goes and she's like, I'm a doctor, where can I help? And the actual doctor's like, no, you're not. You're a little girl and you can just go rearrange the stockroom. So stuff like that. Seeing John and Victor kind of reunite, and even Victor's like, dude, this is messed up. Like, what's going on here? So that was kind of interesting. One of the scenes that did really make me laugh was, like, one of the girls starts, like, really hitting on Will. And even Penny is like, hold up, he's 12, leave him alone. And then he's like, I'm going to go check on Debbie. And just Penny's whole reaction of like, oh, she's a chick with red hair. She's really pretty. I was like, that's pretty great. I actually really like that. And I kind of would have liked to have seen Will come back holding Debbie. I think it would have been even better. So when I talk about some of the editing things, I don't even know what to call it. I'm not that far yet. But so the villain, I guess, there's a growth on this planet that is eating metal. And as soon as we see it for the first time, before we even see it eat metal, just watching it kind of grow a little bit, it's almost like a fungus is what it looks like. Like the camera just zooms in on it and then you start getting this like evil music playing in the background. And it's like, okay, well, if I didn't know that was going to be a main point, I do now. And so stuff like that kind of ruined it a little bit for me. Like I would have rather have just seen it organically, like keep popping up and then watching it consume, rather than just every time we see it in this episode, quick zoom in, play the creepy music, and we're going. Dr. Smith's line to Penny of like, you remind me of me, which is like, especially what was it, the last episode where Cartwright, the original Penny, actually was in the series. She played Dr. Smith's mom. So that's, I don't know, that line just kind of made me laugh a little bit. And then, like I said, so the Robinsons are getting all of this hero worship, and then Dr. Smith's like, yeah, I'm their family therapist. They have a lot of issues. Just like trying to like get them out of the spotlight. So stuff like that I liked. When we finally start seeing like the titanium fall apart and just the well collapsing was a really intense scene. It did a really good job of that. Judy like calling West and being like, stop the Jupiter, don't let him leave. And he like looks down at his food. He's like, shit. And he actually does. He's like, okay. And he runs to do what Judy says, because after 7 months, he's learned to listen to her. Will talking to the robot was kind of intense. Just like the whole, like it like coming out at him. And you could see like Maureen's mom's side, like how she was pissed he was even in that situation. Dr. Smith getting arrested and then poisoning the cop, again, just shows, like, I assumed she was just kind of a right place, right time character, but this season is really making her more, like, maniacal and actually super intelligent. So I'm kind of interested to see how this twist keeps going. And finally, the big shot of the robot is actually on this planet with them. They just have to find him. It's a lot of twists go down in this one single episode. Like I said, it's kind of the one that's, you can tell, is going to set up the last 6 episodes. It took a minute to get here, but now it's cruising pretty good. So for those who have seen it, what did you guys think about just the Robinsons going back into society? Which it's not even society, it's one ship. It's the Resolute. So what do you think about that? What do you think about this, the growth thing that's eating the titanium? Go ahead, let me know. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for Run.